Hello, welcome to Faraja Digital Dialogue. I am Giramia Joan Dodridge taking you through today's sitting. We are going to engage different stakeholders at ARUA District Local Government. And before we kickstart, our topic for today is about youth participation and governance and service delivery. So with me, I have three people sitting in as duty bearers at ARUA District Local Government. Before we proceed, could we have an introduction?
Okay, thank you so much. I want to thank Faraza Africa for this opportunity. My name is Gilbert Atanje. I sit in the office of the district planner as a support staff. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm called Benon Adukule. I work in for the communications office, ARUA District.
Thank you, the team Fraja Africa. Araka Richard is my name. I'm the youth chairperson for ARUA District Local Government. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. Let's get straight to the point of our discussion today. I'm going to start with the youth leader, ARUA District Local Government. I have a question for you relating to youth participation in governance, and it's about your knowledge. What do you know about youth participation in governance? What does it mean, and why is it important for a functioning democracy?
Thank you so much. Youth governance is more or less attributed to the raising of the youth concerns from the various level, getting the involvement of youths in youth-related activities like yoga and PDM, beside others. How it benefits, or else how youths get benefited in the youth-related activities, more so when youths are involved. I mean the PDM, assuming it is PDM, when the youths get involved in PDM, they get that money or the portion which is given to them, then they put it into projects like a piggery, like a poultry, in order to stabilize their financial status at any level.
Okay, thank you. My immediate neighbor, the district planner, what do you understand when they say youth participation in governance and democracy?
This, to me, it means that youth governance is like youth participation, youth involvement in the activity, starting from the planning process, the implementation, and also giving the feedback on how the youth, what youth can say about a particular project, maybe a particular program that government has brought in, how they have benefited, has it been a challenge, or actually just meaning that involving the youth from the start up to the end point. Thank you. That's according to me what I've understood.
Okay. The district communications officer, what would you say when we say youth participation in governance and how it plays an important role in functionality of democracy?
Thank you very much. To me, to the common man, I would say it's all about participation and involvement of the grassroots person. For instance, when there are government programs, like particularly in the district, when there are budget conferences or budget plannings, meaning when the common person or the grassroots person is involved, that really makes sense, because the common person will get that knowledge on what exactly is happening in the district.
Thank you all for the amazing contributions. I can see that, yeah, we have some understanding of youth participation, because at the end of the day, the participation is supposed to involve you making decisions in the district. And that starts from the grassroots level, like you all noted, from the villages, parish, up to sub-county level. And yes, for a democratic setting, everyone is supposed to be involved in all the decision-making processes. So I think what we have shared gives us a pace setting for our today's discussion. The next question, again, I'm going to direct it to the youth leader. You work directly with young people. What do you see? Are young people interested in governance? What drives them to participate or holds them back?
Thank you so much. You know, working with youths, it needs a lot of time. It also needs a lot of guidance and directives. Being vulnerable when the police comes like this, or else when a program comes like this, we normally understand that youths get listened to youths better than youths getting listened to any older person. When a youth speaks to youth, that youth takes it so positive that it makes it so easier for such a particular project or such particular item to be implemented easier compared to other categories of people.
Yeah, I do remember one of the guests we met earlier during the meetings noted that he actually hinted that we should be involving them in our engagements with the youths, but also he had a fear that when they appear, the youths may not share some of the things that we bring forward. So when you say youths listening to fellow youths is the real thing, I think that is very key. But again, we need to also foster the point of them also appreciating that we have our elders who can guide us in the process. I think when you say involving them directly with their fellows, means then we need to be prepared as maybe stakeholders and duty bearers and see how best we can engage with them and how best the communications can be disseminated to them. Yes, you want to say something?
Yeah, for easy leakage with the youths, it needed these youth leaders who are in the system, right from the district level up the grassroots, so that whatever information is sent from the ministers from the district to grassroots youths will easily reach, and that conversation will easily be easier to implement and then to also to respond on.
Okay. Yeah. I have picked a point there that we need to streamline our communication channels right from the district to the grassroots. Because also you do note during the previous discussions, that was the challenge. Sometimes I think when you look at also your representation at the sub-county levels, because the sub-county is like on behalf of the district in that community, you find sometimes the people there are not sufficiently equipped with how best they can disseminate the information. So do you think maybe you need to be helped in terms of mobilization, how best you can improve your mobilization at sub-county level?
Yeah, at the sub-county level, there are also youth executives. When the information is sent from the district to sub-county, it gets those who are on ground at the sub-county level, just continues like that from sub-county to parish, then from parish to village. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's get to the next question. This is going to go to all of us. Many young people feel that they are excluded from leadership or civic spaces. what are some of the structural and social barriers that prevent youth from participating meaningfully? I can give you an example. We have been in some communities and districts, and people say that, for instance, the district youth chairperson position or the district, anything to do with district chairperson, you find most times there are issues with the youth coming up, like someone coming away for district LC5, and then others even have inclusion issues of only the men taking up those spaces, leaving out the women, especially the district chairperson positions. I think you can agree with me if you're to do a quick check. Most of the representatives you have are male. Is there a limitation or something?
There is no limitation for anything concerning youth election or else youth-related activities, as long as you're a youth, age bracket from 18 to 30, you can qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are some barriers because, you know, like your case, for you now, assuming you went for the LC5 position, your opponent definitely is going to be having an upper hand. They could be financially more placed than you. Do you see that as a barrier somewhere?
Yeah. If I happens to be at the position of LC5 or LCMP, the barrier that I could first rectify is financial consequence. Then the second one is though I have the experience of the leadership, you know, popularity matters a lot. Popularity matters a lot, experience plus the finance aspect.
Okay.
All this attributed to the barrier of someone to achieve certain things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm also adding, there were 2 points I mentioned. One was leadership and civic engagement. And for civic engagement would be like issues of people at villages. Why aren't the youth attending like the village planning meeting or the parish planning meeting or the sub-county planning meeting? Do you think there's a barrier here or there?
Most of the times when such meetings are organized, you know, youths, since they have also other activities to do, the normal tend to ignore such meetings. Doesn't mean they are not involved, because this structure is right from the village, and each village of the district has a youth representative. Also parish the same, then sub-county the same at the district level. Meaning that anything that happens at the village level, a youth must be there. A youth representative must be there to speak on behalf of youths at the same with the parish, also sub-county level.
Okay.
Can I add something?
Yeah, all of us are going to give our
submissions. That is a very good question. Youth tend to be, youth face barriers into involvement, into leadership, into activities. First of all, because maybe they think for you to participate in that project or a program that government has brought in, you must first be educated highly. That's why you see those ones who always participate in the activity, some of them undermine themselves. Even those who have not participated, in fact, they undermine themselves that they have not attained a right qualification maybe to participate in. But it will now mean, in fact, the issue will be now handed over to the youth leader, who should take it up to organize a training or an awareness to the youth who are there through your channels. Maybe somebody at the grassroots who will even do it better with the little knowledge he has, will even have it, so that we have greater testimonies from there. Now, number two, in the leadership structure, what limits the youth is the financial aspect. People think that now for you to participate in the youth activities, also in the leadership, You first have to pay something to someone. Maybe also in the process, yeah, money could be there. One, for you to get a nomination form, you have to pay. For you to get into certain things, there's money involved. So that is what limits the youth. And also, number three, the third thing that limits the youth are busy in their own world. They think government activities are only for the old people. They think for them to be there, there's still enough time. Maybe ahead that is waiting for them. So those three, to me, it limits the youth. Thank you.
Yes, my brother, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I want to add some few things. The first thing is we find most of these like government programs, the barazas, and among others, we find that especially these programs that youth are expected in large numbers so that they become active participants. One of them is we could talk of government programs like the PDMs. We find in the villages there are people, if not some of, but majority, who haven't benefited from any of the government programs. So meaning when there are community barazas that are brought maybe to the sub-counties or to the villages, someone asks, will there be something given as a youth? Because for a youth to sit like more than even 20 or even an hour to listen to maybe certain issues concerning government programs in the district and in the various sub counties. First of all, they say, will there be something given in terms of funds? Meaning that when they say no, it's maybe something, it's attaining of knowledge. A youth will say no, because we find that they step down because they haven't been maybe involved in the government programs like the PDMs. So the other thing is we understand the geographical locations of various people. Like there are people who come down maybe deep in the villages. So maybe mostly we find that some of these, like let me say the government plannings, the government budgets, like all the district budget things, they can be organized in the district headquarters. Why we find it that it becomes very difficult for a youth who comes down there in the village to maybe to come where the district headquarters are. So that really limits the participation of the youth to in some of these government programs. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Maybe
for that.
just one thing. The youth are not aware of the exact amount or the percentage of allocation of money that has been given to them. So it is of recent that they are trying to learn that government has given them 30% from PDM. Government has also some percentage in YLP. In fact, YLP is supposed to be also for them. And other government programs that youth are trying to come up and say, oh, the government has also thought about us. So I think we should participate. That's why we are having, as a district, we are having high number of registrations. I mean, youth are turning up in the groups. They are registering, especially on PDM, if I can testify. They are already coming because they already now know that they have a percentage that is 30%. Then also the disability, I know disability cuts across, even the youth are there. They have learned that they have a 10% also from PDM. So it has increased the participation. The only challenge was they were unaware of the amount or the percentage needed. That's why in the first stages of PDM, we were registering, the youth could be participating around 15, 20, not really taking it to 30%, which was really allocated for them. But now, as I talk now, it has gone to almost to full. I mean, the youth are coming every time PDM comes in, they utilize the 30% of late. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all for the great submissions. And I can tell all of you are talking about the youth livelihoods, but our discussion is also looking at the leadership aspect, because at the end of the day, we need to have accountability at all angles. Not forgetting that, before we conclude, I want to throw some question to all of us here. What would you what would you do, for instance, the planner and comms, and then the district youth chairperson, starting from today, to ensure that youth participate actively and responsibly in governance? Like, what would you recommend according to you?
Thank you so much. I would have recommended that if information reaches at the district, district information officer should disseminate this information via the chairperson to disperse it to the various levels of the structure, so that they will get access and then they will get involved in time.
Okay. I want to also believe that I know we sit and see sometimes how all these stakeholders do their mobilizations and how they disseminate, because yes, now we are in an election moment, but how do you, like youth council, when you're doing your elections, how do you mobilize the youth to participate? Because we have been in places where the youth are asking, they do not even know the leaders leading them. So what would you recommend to mobilize?
Most of the times when we go out for mobilization, the first thing we normally do is we first get the people who are already in the system. Then we feed them with the information. Then we task them to now disperse the information to the rest of the youths. That's what we normally do.
Okay. I hope that will get to be practical, because where else I come from, I have never heard when the youth elections are being done. So I don't know how the information is disseminated. So to my communications officer.
Yes, please. To me, I would request both the political and the technical district leaders giving these youth leaders slots, especially when they are like the engagements with developing partners. They give them some slots so that they express their concerns directly, other than, because at times the youth may raise their concerns through the leaders, whereby some of these concerns may not really be addressed. So at times my recommendation is the district leaders at least should always give slots to the youth leaders, to always give them slots so that they address their issues directly to the concerned persons. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. To me, I would recommend the following. Number one, we, the district leaders and the chairman, should collaborate with the community department to really get rid of the minds, in fact, embracing the mindset change in the youth. Because many of them are out there, they are sitting with A-level papers, but they don't know what an A-level paper means to them and what it could impact into their lives. And many of them are leaders in the various platforms of the churches, in the communities, but reaching to the sub-county level, it will need a sensitization. So I would recommend the chair here has to liaise with the community department, and also, if possible, the various partners will come on board to take it up. I thank the Faraza Africa for introducing this to us. Number two, the youth, you see, they need projects that can really, they need the youth leadership to also go direct to them and showcase. In fact, they should show to them what they are supposed to do exactly. as in bringing in those role model people who are transformed, who have changed their youth, who have money now from their various projects. They have attained money from their various sources. Now you bring them, you show to them as an example, and you tell to these youths that, aha, we have so and so who has got his money from maybe a poultry farm. He is now worth this. Now, if you can start from here, you can grow. By that, you find youth getting encouraged and maybe continuously, always. Also, they will pull their friend and say, let us go this way. You know, youth are the highest and active mobilizers in the community. And that's what sometimes we tend to avoid. In fact, we tend to really feel that it's not necessary, but youth are great mobilizers. That's according to me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You have all made wonderful submissions, and the key take-home points I got are: one, we need to improve on our communication channels, on how we disseminate information, especially to the youth leadership, because you are the focal person that the youth look up to. And then two, we also recommended that we should have mentorship programs for the youth, to see that they can look up to someone to make their lives better, and encourage them to get into those governance and participation processes. And then we also made a mention on mindset change, because I think when you look at the example that one of us gave about some of them being leaders in churches and in communities, but then when it comes to these other structural leadership spaces, they do not want to get there. So I think the youth chairperson, the ball is in your hands. I know you have taken note of all these. And when we put all these into action, we shall make our district a better district. Thank you.